Hello, my name is Carrie and I make art. I'm gonna show you what I did with this ink that I just bought. This is a fountain pen ink. It is dual shade. I haven't worked with it before. It's my first bottle. Manyo ink. This is the Ayame color. So I played around with it last night, and this is the stuff that I made. Let me show you. The first thing I did was I experimented on 2 different kinds of paper. Okay, so this paper is a handmade journal. Some artist just binds this paper for us because it's the best paper. So it's a very expensive journal, but it's a hot press, Fabriano hot press watercolor. It's very heavy weight, so it doesn't buckle very much. So we've got, this is me using the new fountain pen I got, which, man, what a cool fountain pen. It glows in the dark. Look at this cool pen. So this is extra fine, so it goes on like so thin, and the ink really looks like kind of a gray green. But if you really look, you'll see all these places where pink comes out. I didn't super love this pen on this paper. Yeah, it dragged. It kind of, I don't know, the paper's a little too textured even though it's hot press. But this side where I use more washes, like I colored this sort of tree shape, and then after I let it sit for a minute, I did this wash and it pulled all this green off, and you got all these pinks coming through. This is the same case with this. The pink is where the ink originally sat, and then I moved it around. The pink stayed, but the green kind of moved. These letterings are from the Pilot Parallel pen. I rinsed out one of my pens and used that. That's this one. Pilot Parallel pen. It's a calligraphy pen. And this is a single pass. I mean, it's beautiful. It's like a gray. It has this these pinks and greens coming where the ink pooled from each stroke. This one is a double pass. I went over it twice. And these markings are where I went over it, but I kind of tried to let it leave extra ink. Like these markings are just drops of the ink straight into a wash area. This writing is actually from this pen, which you may have seen for sale on Instagram. Yes, I needed it. It's so cool. I haven't really gotten the best flow with this. It's a dipping pen. But anyway, so you see where it's pooled up at first, it's coming out really fast, and then it's coming out. It's running out. I suspect it's because this ink is for fountain pens. The flow is very specific. It's too flowy for this nib. These letters are from this dipping nib. And I actually really love how crazy dark the pink got and the green. So all these other markings are from just a water brush. But wow, right? I'm just like, you could get so creative with an ink that spreads like this. I really like how watercolory it is. It's like drawing with watercolors. The flow coming out of the fountain pen, awesome. Although it makes me want more fountain pens. This fountain pen was $30 or something, $35. So I can't just go like buy a set. But so this was my experimentation on watercolor paper in my fancy book. So then I thought, well, what does it do to this paper? This is that, it's like paper for pens and note taking. So it actually was also interesting. I feel like it took the individual strokes really nicely. It makes this ink look like a foggy gray. This is the parallel pen again. Here's like a single pass of the parallel pen. It's just way less ink comes through onto this paper. This and these writings here are with the fountain pen, all these little scratchy scribbles, this cat and the moons are with the fountain pen. And although I do like it, I definitely was inspired to find a better paper where I could go and use the fountain pen and then also do washes. That's what all this experimenting taught me. That's what I want to try next. Can I do a painting with just this ink and like use its varied tones to like make a whole composition? Yeah, so I would use this type of ink on this paper again, but probably just as a sketching. Because it like, you know, wrinkles the paper because it gets so wet. So I won't be using it on this paper or that other paper. Here is some hot press watercolor that is a block. Here's the block. This is like one of those affordable blocks, like this brand. They're quite cheap, I believe. Yeah, I got it for $10. It's not crazy thick. It's like kind of regular thick. But what I do like about it is it's glued on two sides. So the paper, when it does get really wet, it doesn't buckle. This is just a color wash experiment I did. So after I did this one, which this is from a photo I took at Mountain View Orchard. It's over on Mount Hood and it's awesome. I think this is there. Yeah, we went there to see their cherry blossoms. Totally worth it. That place is awesome. They have like a tasting room for their cider and stuff. But I'm just so amazed that I got all these different tones out of this. Like, so for the original drawing, I used the fountain pen and then I brought out the water pen to like, I don't know, fill it in. I've done a lot of different layers. So surprising. I don't know if I can control the places that are more pink versus more green. Like these greens here were like an undiluted ink where I just spread it far. Here on these branches, I did by putting lots and lots of ink undiluted, and as it dried, like mostly just pink stayed. Like it's just crazy. Or if I did like for these pink petals, I put some ink and then I very quickly dabbed away the green and the pink stayed because it stains right away. The pink stains immediately and then the green settles so you can remove the green. Anyway, this came from one ink bottle. That's just crazy to me. But yeah, then I was looking at my paper towel that I used and I'm really noticing these separations. Pink, yellow, green, blue. A lot of spots on here, the edges are turquoise and there's like yellow. There's yellow areas. And I was thinking, I want to see if I can get that separation on a different kind of paper. So that's when I pulled out this again and I was like, well, let's see what happens if I put a little bit of ink and I really let it soak. I did not get the separation like this. I do have paper similar, let's see, similar to this texture I could maybe use. I have a bunch of this paper lying around. I was gonna make tarot cards with these papers and then I never got around to it. But perhaps I'd get the same spread. I actually will probably try next time I sit down to play with this ink. But anyway, what is that? This rainbow comes out, but then it didn't quite come out here. Anyway, so that's it. That's the experiments with this one ink. I'm very excited to have joined the world of fountain pens. I am tempted to just go get another one with them black, get some black ink, maybe a thicker tip one possibly, but for now, this is what we got. I think it turned out good. All right, that's it. That's my first experience with this ink. Hope you enjoyed watching.